I'm Janet Fieldhouse. I'm from Cairns. I've lived up in Cairns, based in Cairns. My background is Torres Strait, also European background on my father's side and Torres Strait on my mother's side. There's a big connection in the Torres Strait. So my family is spread out in the Torres Strait. So my grandfather was born on Baru and my grandmother on Hammond Island. So it was like, okay. And then I've got family that is from Darnley. And my great-grandfather was buried on Moa. So there is a big connection to the Torres Strait. I've been up to the Torres Strait about 4 or 5 times in the time that I was doing a lot of research on artefacts and the culture and just trying to fit in where a Torres Strait Islander woman would be. There's a connection of all three. So it's the First Nations in America. Yep. I did a residency in America for a month, and First Nations are the people that I actually asked for to do a reference behind their culture and their material culture. The other one was our material culture, and then First Nation, Aboriginal First culture, and their material and culture. So it was one of those things that you're bringing in, but you're thinking of how to change the idea of what materials would be best for the piece that is presented. So the idea was feathers, because we all use feathers. Constellations, we all have constellations. We all travel by canoe. And then in the background would be, the figure itself would be the charm. So they'll have charms that are different to ours. The constellation is the seasons that they have through the year. Tagal is one of them that is on the head, but you can't see him. He's the reference of it. But the way I did it, because it was built with the feathers on top of the head, it actually hides it. So it wasn't something to actually think about. It was just one of those things that I know that he's there. And then the other constellations are talking about the weather and where the time is when they do their hunting and gathering, fishing and all that type of thing. So it's one of those things that helps in a way where it is also thinking about First Nations when I was over there, what their constellation would be as well. I think it's roughly the same, but it might not be. So that's why I was playing a lot with it, because it's drawing the two cultures that when I was over there, their material cultures as well. So yeah, there's a lot of things that happen in my head that I try to bring out, but sometimes it does, sometimes it doesn't. I think it was the exhibition Never the Same. It's actually from the witchery charms that I've done. They were about 20 centimetres in height, and then the forms were clay, and then I had done raffia weaving around them to change the profile of it. The reason why they are called witchery because it's a charm. In the Torres Straits, you have good charms and bad charms. I went with the good charms. So if anyone asks me, it's always with love, nothing bad behind it. Material culture has changed in a lot of ways because theirs would have been the actual materials of it, where artists now, these days, they're looking at modern materials. And using clay as a base, it actually helps me because I can roughly think about the colour of the clay and what I can actually put into the object. The feathers are you can make it feathers in clay, but I prefer to actually use feathers. It just changes the idea of materials. So it's the materials that I like changing more. So I use the clay as the base. It's my canvas.